welcome to today's episode of the Balanced Approach podcast. I'm your host, Louis Padian. I hope that you're doing well and are enjoying the podcast and the topics we've covered so far. These podcasts are released every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so be sure to subscribe wherever you are listening to be kept up to date.
So today, this is a bit of a more practical one that I often discuss with a lot of clients, people that I work with in the NHS, and hopefully can give you a bit of a strategy around getting your food shop done in a more practical and efficient way. So we'll be covering 7 ways to smash your food shop. And this is a really important topic that's often overlooked for a lot of people because we're not really taught how to do a food shop, and there's lots of different ways and tricks that can make it a bit easier that don't take lots of effort to do and can save you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of stress, and then allow you to achieve what you want to achieve with regards to your diet. And often when I speak to people, this can be one of the biggest things that sets them back because they don't really have a plan or a strategy. They've just sort of, as we all do initially, just fumble your way through it and hope for the best and then pick up bits as we go. So hopefully these 7 different tips can be a really useful way for people, especially this time of year around Christmas, but any time of year, to get the most out of their food shop. And like I said, it's looking after the financial side of things is really important as well, especially with the cost of living crisis as well. So we'll jump right in with the 7 tips. So my first one is planning ahead, and this is having a meal plan for the week. And it might sound a bit regimented, but actually having a bit of structure of knowing what you're having throughout the week allows you to tackle the food shop really efficiently and not waste money on products that you're not going to eat, or making sure that you've got the things in for the meals that you want as well. It can save time, it can save money, it can save hassle in general. It saves you scrambling around, looking for whatever it is on the evening, going, well, what have we got in? Because if you have a little bit of a food plan, again, it needs to be flexible. We don't want it to be rigid. We want to go, this is exactly what we're having each day, because usually foods have got sort of varying dates on them, so you can actually swap meals around depending on what you prefer. But having a rough structure and plan for potentially just your lunches and evening meals, but getting stuff in for breakfast as well, because people's breakfasts tend to be quite similar most days. And it allows you to have that variety, have food that you're looking forward to, have different sources of proteins, fruits and vegetables throughout the week, whilst also ensuring that it's within your budget and can actually help you with batch cooking as well. This is something that I massively encourage a lot of people because it saves, again, time, money and effort. If we can cook the same meal and get 3 or 4 portions out of it, it doesn't take 3 or 4 times as long to cook that meal. It might take a bit longer, but that means that it saves us time in the future, that we've got something in the fridge or freezer for later in the week or a couple of weeks' time that we don't fancy cooking, or we need a meal quickly and defrosted, get out the night before, or we can defrost it in the microwave and it's ready to go and it's in line with what you want to achieve. So this only takes 10 to 20 minutes, and I'd suggest having breakfast, lunch, dinners and snacks, maybe some additional stuff that you're going to get in there, household stuff or sort of cordials potentially. It takes 10 to 20 minutes to sit down, plan through, try some new recipes potentially, and will save you hours throughout the week in my opinion. So this is one of the most important things you can do, is just having a general plan. And if you need any look at structure, just let me know on social media, just DM me and say, can I have a look at that shopping planner which I've created? Then I'll send you it across as well, because it's a really useful tool. So first of all, plan ahead. Second of all, take stock, and this is something that people miss usually. And if you, whilst planning your meals, you can actually take stock of what's in the cupboards already. It can, one, help inspire you to figure out what you can cook with the foods that you've got in, so you might need 1 or 2 ingredients, or stuff that might be going out of date soon, or stuff that you've got an abundance of that you might want to work through as well. So there's plenty of different things that you can search through. So I'd recommend people store cupboards, I'd recommend the fridges and the freezers, just seeing what they've got in stock, because it'll save you money. What we don't want is people burning through the valuable money that they've got on and having foods in the cupboards that they eventually throw away. And it's just a real good, simple thing whilst you're putting your plan together to go, right, what have we got in, what can we do with it, what can we make with it, finding the recipes to suit it and prevent you from double buying as well. So number 3 was take a list with you, and having that list somewhere that you can quickly add to during the week is a real time saver as well, because taking a list makes your shopping journey so much more efficient. Instead of wandering through every aisle, I don't mind wandering through them, I quite like a bit of a nose, but you know what's where in the shop. So you can go right, in the meat section we need to get this, in the frozen section we need to get this, in the tin section we need to get this. It's just so efficient, especially if you've only got certain times that you can go shopping that are usually a bit busy, maybe at the weekend or in the evenings. It can be really, really stressful. So this takes the stress away from it. And like I said, putting that list order in sections of proteins, potentially fruits and vegetables, fresh, frozen vegetables, tin stuff, additional bits as well, and having your snacks and everything planned out just means that you're not going to waste money, you're going to save time on your food shopping, as well as if you're batch cooking and you've planned your meals for the week ahead. All these things will add up to a huge amount of reduced stress, but increased amount of time that you're going to save as well. Number 4 is a common one, and this is something that a Snickers advert has summarised perfectly. It's like, you're not you when you're hungry. So don't go food shopping when you're hungry. If you're hungry going around food shop, you're food driven at that point. Your body's looking for calories. So you'll be more tempted to get certain things that potentially aren't in line with what you actually want, or buying food that you don't want to eat, or that you're going to overeat on right now, and potentially neglecting foods that you've bought previously in the week or planned for already. So trying not to go hungry or having something before you go in can just take the edge off. So you're a bit more rational rather than impulsive with your food decisions, and just allows you to navigate it a bit better. Number 5 is frozen fruits and veggies, and I think there's a real stigma around frozen food. People really look down on it, and actually it's really highly nutritious, sometimes more nutritious than fresh vegetables and fruit, and can be a really good way to save a lot of money and increase the shelf life of those fruits and vegetables and allow you to portion them out. So all for it, especially if you can get big bags of like frozen cut vegetables or smoothie mixes that you're going to have a smoothie with. Fantastic. More fruits and vegetables, more vitamins, minerals, more fibre. It's a win-win for a more nutritious diet. So it's a simple win-win. And often people will look down and go, well, you need to buy organic. You don't need to buy organic. It's a massive price tag for actually no nutritional benefit, as from what the research suggests, that there's no additional benefits to buying organic meat, organic fruits and vegetables. So don't feel guilty for doing that. Just watch out, save a bit of money, and yeah, it just makes everything in life a little bit easier. Number 6, and again, looking at this is, again, if people feel a bit guilty, but buy store brand stuff. You don't have to buy the big brands. If you can buy the store alternative or the Tesco's own, Aldi own, whatever, wherever you do your shop, own brand stuff, can save you a lot of money, and it's just as good. A lot of them are manufactured in the same environment, same factories, so you're actually not getting this inferior product. And from what I've read in the research, the difference in price for just buying a branded or a known brand product versus a store own, you could be paying between 29% to 52% extra on your food for no additional benefits. Yes, there might be some differences. There might be some things that are non-negotiables for you. For me, it's probably Heinz ketchup, but there's certain things that you could definitely get the store brand alternative, and you will save yourself a lot of money and lose no nutritional benefit. So just a simple money saving tip there. Last of all, and this might be a bit controversial for people, and it's something that I really stand by, is don't be afraid of ready meals. And you might be thinking, Louis, you're a nutritionist, ready meals are awful for you. They are not perfect meals by any means. Some of them are really, really good, and it's definitely worth considering them. The reason I say that is because a lot of them have got a lot better in regards to the nutrients within them, the protein content, they're being calorie conscious, reduction in salt, and that's a big positive from my side. Secondly, they can be quite cheap, so they're good things to have in that are quick and easy to have in your freezer, especially with the cost of living crisis. Just don't be afraid of having them in. Number 3, if you're someone who has takeaways every now and then, the frozen version from the supermarket, yes, it won't be as good. So a Domino's pizza versus a supermarket frozen pizza won't be as good, but it'll be a lot cheaper, and it'll probably be a lot lower in calories and be quite a decent meal as well. So if we're looking at things like curries, pizzas, garlic breads and things like that, ice creams, if you're having those things, there are usually some more calorie conscious choices that you can make at the supermarket that, as a nutritionist, I'd 100% stand by. So don't be afraid of having a few ready meals. I wouldn't advise, obviously, living on them, but also there's some really highly nutritious ones in there, some really high protein, some that you can get 2 or 3 of your 5 a day within one meal. And it's practical. People don't have all the time in the world to cook all their meals all the time. So having a few of these in can be really good time savers in general. But also, if you're weighing up a takeaway on a night out and go, actually, we've got some pizza and some wedges in the freezer, and looking at the calories, probably going to save a lot of calories if that's one of the things that we're being conscious of. It might be less processed, it'll be definitely more affordable. Then I would see nothing wrong with that. You've got to live your life a little bit as well, but potentially being a bit more sensible and a bit more savvy with your money is something that you might want to be aware of. Then a frozen alternative with a ready meal is something definitely worth considering. So there we have it. We have our 7 tips. So first of all, we had plan ahead and bulk cook your foods. Next of all, take stock of the cupboards, the freezer and the fridge, seeing what you've already got in there so you're not double buying, and also making the most and reducing food waste. Third, take a list with you, take it off as you go. Have that list somewhere on the fridge, wherever you can get it during the week, to quickly add bits and pieces that you notice that you might be running low on or need to get, and it just makes everything so much easier. Number 4, don't be too hungry. You're not you when you're hungry. You're really irrational. You're really impulsive. So just, if you can, try not to turn up hungry, even going in just to get a quick snack, taking yourself out of there if you've got a bit of time to ride out that hunger pang a little bit and going a bit more of a more rational human being allows you to make better decisions. Number 5, frozen fruits and vegetables, fantastic. Having in the freezer, great with regards to having them in there for a longer period of time. They're not going to go off, or they'll take ages to go off. Just as nutritious, probably more affordable and easy to portion out. Number 6, store own brand products. They're rarely inferior products. Often they're just the same, and like I said, between 29 to 52% cheaper. So definitely worth considering those to save some money, but also just get just as good quality products. And last of all, not fearing ready meals. Yes, not all of them are fantastic. There's some really good options there. Make sure you're reading the labels, having a look at what the protein content is, the salt content, the calorie content per serving, but also they're a good alternative for probably a takeaway that's going to be a lot more in calories and a lot more expensive, that you can have in the freezer and a bit more accessible for you as well.
So there you have it. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode of the Balanced Approach podcast. If you have any questions, queries, or would like to reach out to me, please do. I am at Louis Padian Nutrition, which is at LOUISPADIAN Nutrition on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all other social media platforms. If you're looking for support in achieving your goals and living a healthier, happier, and more balanced life in the process, click the link below and inquire about working with me. Remember to subscribe to the Balanced Approach podcast wherever you're listening for more insightful episodes, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.